Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. हारमोनियम है क्या? नहीं नहीं, ठीक है ठीक है। हरे कृष्ण। ठीक है। हरे कृष्णा। I think it's getting harmonium. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we are very fortunate to have amongst us His Grace Sri Keshav Bro. So I'll just give a brief introduction about Prabhuji.
Okay.
So Prabhuji joined ISKCON Pune in the year 2001, and there he was serving in various departments, right from kitchen to congregation preaching, lot of services. And in 2006, he served under His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Swami Maharaj in Vrindavan. In 2011 to 2019, he was serving in ISKCON NVCC. And 2019 onwards, Prabhuji went to ISKCON Vrindavan, where he was faculty in ISKCON Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya, which is at Govardhan. So Prabhuji conducts courses of Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta. So he is a teacher and part of the core management team. Prabhuji is a disciple of His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj. So we are very fortunate to have Prabhuji amongst us. So we will welcome Prabhuji by loudly chanting once the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव स्लो करताल जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन बल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभा यशोदानंदना जय ब्रज जनरंजना जय यशोदा जय यशोदानंदना जय ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय यमुना नचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी प्लीज चैंट राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जनरंजन जय जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधे श्याम ललिता विशाखा जय राधे श्याम जय राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन निताय गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की, श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त, श्री श्री ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। सर्वशास्त्राब्धि पीयूष सर्ववेदैक सत्फल सर्वसिद्धांत रत्नाढ्य सर्वलोकैक दृक्प्रद सर्वभागवत प्राण श्रीमद्भागवत प्रभो कलिध्वान्तोदितादित्य श्रीकृष्ण परिवर्तित। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। तथापि कीर्तयामि यंग यथा मति यथा श्रुतं कीर्तिं हरे स्वां सत्कर्तुं गिरं मन्या विदासतिम्। Hare Krishna. It's my great privilege to be here, one of the most prominent temple personally founded by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It was a long cherished desire to come here because my hometown is nearby southern Odisha. So anytime I go from my hometown to Pune, on the way it comes. But never happened that to get down here and come here. So this time I made it that anyhow, and I came to know I feel homely here by seeing our own devotees, headed by His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu and Sar Siromani Prabhu. So therefore I thought let me take darshan of Sri Radha Madan Mohan ji and Srila Prabhupada right here. The same Vyasasan he gave class in this temple, and very prominent personality we often hear in the conversations and different dialogues by Sampat Kumar Bhattacharya with Srila Prabhupada. I heard a lot about him, and then now I came to see in the photo at least, picture. So I thank you very much, all of you. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, entitled Dhruva Maharaj Goes Back to Godhead. And this is text 42. So regularly those who are hearing, they know the theme, what's going on. Such a great devotee, Dhruva Maharaj, when he achieved the destination, went back to Godhead. Jai Shri Shri Radha Mohan. And by seeing the glories of the disciple, the spiritual master became jubilant. He could not control himself. And he glorified his glorious disciple, Dhruva Maharaj, in the assembly of Prachayitas. So this is the credit. When we, the sons, the children, the students, the disciples, serve nicely, sincerely, naturally, the credit goes to the spiritual master. And spiritual master becomes very much happy and abundant blessings is ours. So, in this way, Narad Muni is saying these verses. In 3 verses, 41, 42 and 43, Narada Uvacha, in 3 verses, these 3 verses he glorified in the assembly of Prachayitas. So these 2 verses, 42 and 43, Siddhartha Swami says, Tapaha prabhavam gatim cha visisnasti dvavyam. Those slok mein, in these 2 verses, 42 and 43, Narad Muni explains the effect of tapasya. What is the effect of tapasya? And the destination Dhruva Maharaj got by doing that tapasya. These are the theme of these 2 verses, 42 and 43. So we'll recite. Panchavarso Gurudara Vaksareir Binnena Yato Hridayena Duyata Banam Madadesha Karojitam Prabhum Jigaya Tad Bhakta Gunai Parajitam Ya Panchavarso Gurudara Vaksareir Bhinnena Yato Hridayena Duyata Banam Madadesha Karojitam Prabhu Jigaya Tad Bhakta Gunai Parajitam Ya Panchavarso Gurudara Vaksareir Bhinnena Yato Hridayena Duyata Banam Madadesha Karojitam Prabhu Jigaya Tad Bhakta Gunai Parajitam. Please recite. Mataji. Yaha, he who Panchavarsa at the age of 5 years, Gurudara of the wife of his father, Baksare by the harsh words, Bhinnena being very much aggrieved, Yataha went, Hridayena because his heart, Duyata very much pained, Vanam to the forest, Madadesa according to my instruction, Karaha acting, Ajitam unconquerable, Prabhum the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Jigaya he defeated, Tat his Bhakta of devotees, Gunehi with the qualities, Parajitam conquered. Translation and purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The great sage Narada continued, just see how Dhruva Maharaj, aggrieved at the harsh words of his stepmother, went to the forest at the age of only 5 years and under my direction underwent austerity. How many of you are here 5-year-old? Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unconquerable, Dhruva Maharaj defeated him with the specific qualification possessed by the Lord's devotees. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is unconquerable, Ajita. No one can conquer the Lord, but he voluntarily accepts the subordination to the devotional qualities of his devotees. For example, Lord Krishna accepted subordination to the control of the mother Yasoda. You remember Damodar Lila? Because he was a great devotee. The Lord likes to be under the control of his devotees. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said that everyone comes before the Lord and offers him exalted prayers, but the Lord doesn't feel as pleased when offered such prayers. In this connection, Srila Prabhupada says in one lecture that in India everyone comes to the Lord and prays, Sukha sampati ghar aave, kast mite tan ka, bolo jaya jagat. Prabhupada condemns this. Whoever comes to the Lord, he just says that, bolo jaya jagadisha hare. And Sukha sampati ghar, he should come to our house, not to the neighbor. But the Lord doesn't feel as pleased when offered such prayers as he does when a devotee, out of pure love, chastises him as a subordinate. The Lord forgets his exalted position and willingly submits to his pure devotee. Dhruva Maharaj conquered the Supreme Lord because at a very tender age, only 5-year-old, he underwent all the austerities of devotional service. This devotional service was, of course, executed under the direction of a great sage Narada. This is a very important line. Tapasya we should also do, but it should be under the direction of a great sage Narada. This is the first principle of devotional service. Ado Guru Padashrayam. In the beginning, one must accept a bona fide spiritual master. And if a devotee follows strictly the direction of the spiritual master, as Dhruva Maharaj followed the instruction of Narada Muni, then it is not difficult for him to achieve the favor of the Lord. The sum total of devotional qualities is development of unalloyed love for Krishna. This unalloyed love for Krishna can be achieved simply by hearing about Krishna. Lord Chaitanya accepted this principle that if one in any position submissively hears the transcendental message spoken by Krishna or about Krishna, then gradually he develops the quality of unalloyed love. And by that love only he can conquer the unconquerable. The Mayavadi philosophers aspire to become one with the Supreme Lord, but a devotee surpasses that position. Not only does a devotee becomes one in quality with the Supreme Lord, but he sometimes becomes the father, mother or master of the Lord. Arjuna also, by his devotional service, made Lord Krishna his chariot driver. He ordered the Lord, put my chariot here. And the Lord executed his order. These are some examples of how a devotee can acquire the exalted position of conquering the unconquerable. You can say, Ajito Jito. So here, the verse says, Yah panchavarsa gurudara vaksareir bhinnena hridayena. Yah. Yah means who? Who means Dhruva. Dhruva panchavarsa gurudara vaksareir bhinnena hridayena. At the age of only 5 years, panchavarsa, Gurudara means by the stepmother. Baksareir, harsh words. Bhinnena hridayena, aggrieved by the harsh words of his stepmother. Duyata banam yataha, went to the forest. You know the story. What is his stepmother's name? Suruchi, right? Suruchi. Suruchi. So Suruchi's harsh words impelled Dhruva to go to the forest. Then what happened? Narad Muni is saying, Mad adesha karaha, under my direction. Narad Muni is saying in the assembly, under my direction, Mad adesha karaha, tad bhakta ganei, parajitam ajitam prabhum jigaya. Under my direction, Dhruva, my dear disciple, underwent austerity, tapasya. And then what happened? Parajitam ajitam prabhum jigaya. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unconquerable, ajita, but Dhruva conquered him by what? The word is tad bhakta gunai, by specific qualification of possessed by the Lord's devotees. How Lord can be conquered? By the specific qualification possessed by the Lord's devotees. By this one can conquer the Lord. So something similar verse we find in Brahmastuti, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 3rd verse. There he says, who can conquer the Lord? Unconquerable Lord. Who can conquer the Lord? Jnane prayasam udapasyam namantameva jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya vartam sthane sthitam sutigatam tanu man manobhi ya prayaso jito api asitrai trilokyam. Brahma is saying in his prayers, after he got the realization, he says, who can conquer the unconquerable? Actually, when Brahma started praying, before this verse, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur raised one point. Whenever there is a word comes nanu in the commentary, by default you understand that, take it that this is a question mark. So he raised the point that, he said that in Svetasvatar Upanishad, in Shruti, it is said that, Tarhi tameva viditva atimrutyumeti. Chakravarti Pad raised one question. Unless one understands the Brahman, Supreme Absolute Truth, completely, he cannot be liberated. To understand the Brahman, Supreme Absolute Truth, one should cultivate the knowledge. Jnane prayasa. One should have proper knowledge, study of Vedic literatures. One should have proper understanding of Vedanta. Who is Supreme Absolute Truth? Then only he can be liberated. If this is the condition, none of us comes or falls in that category who knows Vedanta. Who knows Vedanta? Please raise your hand. I also don't know. None of us come in that category that who knows Vedanta, by knowing that one can be liberated. Then we all cannot be liberated. We will be here eternally. To answer this question, Vishwanath Brahmaji is saying this verse, Jnane prayasa udapasya namantameva. Okay, those who do not know Vedanta, those who don't know the empiric philosophy or mental speculation or very severe austerity, those who don't know all these things, for them what? They know only simple things. Sit and hear in the class. They know the simple art. They say that, this verse says that, giving up completely, udapasya. Udapasya means not even slightly endeavor to understand the absolute truth by mental speculation. केवल शुष्क ज्ञान से परम सत्य को जानना जो छोड़ दिए हैं. Since it carries one to imperfect, impersonal understanding of the Lord. Through knowledge, through Jnana Marga, if you want to know who is the Supreme Lord, this idea, one who has given up, झाड़ू मार के जो बाहर निकाल दिए, one who has given up, and then what they do? Namanta eva, they offer pranam, and they live jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya vartam. They hear the topics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sitting in the temple hall Bhagavatam class, sitting in the Brahmachari class, sitting in the Bhakti Vriksha class, sitting in college pitching, wherever the opportunity is there. So here, wonderful explanation. Let me read something. So, he says that Jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya varta. Bhavadiya varta. He said, giving up all the endeavors to acquire the knowledge to know the absolute truth, who is Param Satya. They simply spend their time hearing the narration of Supreme Lord, Katha Kirtan, spoken by you. Bhavadiya Varta means your Katha and your devotees' Katha, Bhaktamal. You know what is Bhaktamal in Vrindavan? This is very famous, called Bhaktamal. Bhaktamal means the life history of all the various devotees since the dawn of creation. All varieties, all various sampradayas, their life history is mentioned. Our Gaudiya Sampradaya and various sampradaya, that is called Bhaktamal. So Bhavadiya Varta means either you hear the glories of Supreme Lord or you hear the glories of devotees. Both are Bhavadiya Varta. Like today, is something like Gopal Bhatta Goswamis and Ramchandra Kaviraj, appearance and disappearance. So hearing the life history of devotees, that is also Bhavadiya Varta. And that is more relatable and you can relate. Because hearing, what is Srimad Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam consists of various devotees' life story. 10th canto, 90 chapter, exclusively for glories of Supreme Lord. And the whole number of chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam is 335. So, one who is very expert in mathematics, 335 minus 90, 245. 245 chapters are described about Bhakta, Bhakta Charitra. So, therefore, we should hear the life history of devotee just like we hear the glories of Supreme Lord. So, that's called Bhavadiya Varta. That's like Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Ramchandra Kaviraj, Ramachandra Sangamage, Narottama Das. So, very dear, the disciple of Srinivas Acharya, Ramchandra Kaviraj. and very dear friend of Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivasa Acharya, they are friend. But the disciple of Srinivasa Acharya, Ramchandra Kaviraj, is very dear to Narottam Das Thakur. My god brother's disciple is very dear to me. Therefore, he always sings that Ramachandra Sangha Mage Narottama Das. So he is actually, in one sense, he is the disciple, but he is asking his Sangha. And this is called Bhavadiya Varta, Sanmukharitam, your pure devotees. And he says that, how, where? Sthane Sthitam. And this is very deep meaning, these words, Sthane Sthitam. Sthane Sthita means in whichever Varna and Ashrama one is staying. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Banaprastha, Sannyas. Sthane Sthita, in whichever state of life. You can expand this word in various ways. Acharya says, Sthane Sthita means also like someone is student, someone is job holder, someone is manager, someone is businessman, someone is ashram devotee, someone is housewife. And like that, in whichever ashram or whichever varna one is there, by staying there, no need to change. And Sanmukharitan Bhavadiya Varta, one should hear the topics of Supreme Lord. Like Gopal Bhatta Goswami is very dear, Sri Radharaman. There is a very famous bhajan they sing in Vrindavan, in this Radharaman. They say that, जिस देश में जिस वेश में परिवेश में रहो राधा रमण राधा रमण राधा रमण कहो. The devotees of Radha Raman, they sing this. In whichever desh, whichever base, whichever parivesh you may stay or live, but always chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Radha Raman Lal ki. So today we can remember little Radha Raman in the Radharaman temple by his pure devotee Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So this is called Sthane Sthita. Another meaning of Sthane Sthita is that he says that no need to change the color, the position. Someone may think that if I become a full-time devotee, if I wear saffron, then I can conquer the Ajita. It's not like that. I can conquer the Maya if I change, if I give up everything, give up family life, give up household life, give up everything, job and everything, and chodo ghar bar, chalo Haridwar. Let's go to Haridwar, become a sadhu, wear saffron dress, and become a dandi sannyasi. Then I can conquer the Maya, I can conquer Ajita. It's not like that. Rather, those who are saffron, Maya is behind them more. It's not that by living, giving up home and responsibilities, one can conquer the Maya or one can conquer the Ajita. So, he says, those who give up everything and they do all varieties of vrata, Chandrayana vrata and so many severe austerities, going to Himalayas, they don't stay in the city. When I came here, I see in the center of the city, around, I don't see Govardhan mountain, Yamuna river here. The buildings are here. So this is the hub of the city. And here, Srila Prabhupada has created oasis, isn't it? But the Jnanis, they don't live in the city. They go to the riverside, they go to the countryside, completely out of this society. They don't want to, because they will be disturbed otherwise. Because they want to cultivate the knowledge, they want to do meditation, dhyan and severe austerities, take once meal only once a day, and they go to Himalaya. So much severe austerities they perform. Why? To conquer. Such kind of jnanis and sadhus you can see in the Kumbh Mela. Isn't it? In the Kumbh Mela, all varieties of namune you can find, who are Jatadhari, Tibratapa, Brahmavadi, Savapati, all varieties of langoti and bina langoti and all varieties of such severe austerities they are seen in Kumbh Mela. So they do severe austerities to conquer the Maya, to conquer Ajita, to become liberated. And he says that no need, sthane sthita. We can't do even that. So sthane sthita means, another meaning is that it's not that sthane sthita means sthane means you are in the airport, you are in the mall, you are in the theater, you are in the liquor shop, you are in the grocery shop, you are in the street, and there, no. Very interesting meaning is saying, sthane sthita means that sthana, that place where the devotees come together and discuss katha. That is called sthana. Means either a temple or any holy dham or any place where devotees come and they do discuss katha, that is called sthane. You have to go to that place. And then Bhavadiya Varta, you hear that. Of course, in these days, sthane sthita's meaning will be different. That even you can hear online FM radio, because you can't come to the temple, guidelines. So that can be also one meaning. One time Sarvabhauma Prabhu was giving Bhagavad Gita class in Vrindavan temple. I know Sarvabhauma Prabhu, minimum 150 I think. So he was giving class and only 4 devotees were sitting. After the class, one devotee came running to him. He said, Prabhu, such a wonderful class. Oh, I like it very much. Thank you very much. Sarvabhauma Prabhu said, I didn't see you in the class. Where are you? No, Prabhuji, I was listening in FM. In FM radio I was listening. So Sarvabhauma Prabhu said, what is the use of listening in FM? Even Dhritarashtra was listening Gita in FM radio. You should be like Arjuna. Sit in front of the speaker and then hear. Dhritarashtra was listening. So, but due to the situation, devotees, they do hear through online and through FM, whatever the facilities are there. So, sthane sthita means wherever the facility is there, any Bhakti Purusha congregation program, any youth program, any temple, holy dham, yatra, retreat, seminar, satra, there you have to go, sthane sthita, and then there we should hear. And how we should hear? Sthane sthitam sutigatam tanuman manobhir. So, discussing this very interesting meaning, Jiva Goswami says in Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Laghu Vaishnava Tosani, he says that Namanta, this explains the attitude of a listener. How a devotee, a listener should have the proper attitude while hearing Bhagavatam, narration of Krishna Katha. He said, Namanta, they respect your topics. Namanta by Tanu, body, Vak, Vani, Mana, mind. So how you can respect Krishna Katha by body? By coming here, sitting, and generally the devotee, when they come to the class, before sitting, they bow down. Am I right? Before sitting, they bow down to the Vyasas and to the speaker, to the Lord. So this is by Tanu. By body, we respect Krishna Katha. And sometimes they fold like this, and they attentively they hear. So that is by Tanu, by body, one respects Krishna Katha. Tanu. Vak. Vak, how? Vak means Vani, speech. By speech, how one can respect Krishna Katha, the narration? Accepting whatever the subject matter the speaker speaks or the acharyas they explain. They respect the topics by words, by speaking in agreement. Yes. Like they say, they accept. Yes, I accept. And they anumodan. After every class or every katha, generally there is a custom in North India, Bhagavad Katha, the devotee gives some comments. And that's called anumodan. मुझे क्लास में क्या अच्छा लगा, क्या जो मैं कैरी कर सकता हूँ, what I can carry with me, I appreciate these points. So that's called Tanu Bak, appreciating through words, by accepting, by agreement, by giving comments. And then mind. They respect the topics by the mind. How? By maintaining faith in your existence. In mind, maintaining the faith that Krishna, Krishna Nama, Krishna Dhama, Krishna Katha, everything are transcendental. That faith one should have in the mind. Otherwise, what happens in the mind? Some argumentative thought comes. Let me ask a question to the speaker. Kitna pani mein hai? Such kind of thoughts, such kind of attitude. No, they accept. If there is some doubt, they do ask. So in this way, Tanu Ban Manobhi. Prabhupada, in this purport, he comments from Sanatana Goswami, he also explains what is the meaning of Tanu Ban Manobhi. He says that in the case of non-devotee, first in case of devotee, like sadhakas, we are all sadhakas. Is there anyone siddha? Please raise your hand. I want to offer obeisances. We all are sadhakas. He said, in case of sadhakas, Tanuban Manubhi means becoming perfect in Krishna consciousness. They can they can touch the Supreme Lord with their hands by getting second initiation, entering into the altar and doing pujari seva. They can touch the Supreme Lord, Tanu, or doing seva to the Prabhupada. Those who have got second initiation, they have the privilege to touch the Lord. Am I right? So Tanu. Then he says, walk. Call him to come with their words. Call him by chanting their name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. And how that, by the mind, Prabhupada says that audience within their mind, simply by thinking about him, you take darsana of Sri Radha Madan Mohan and then close your eyes. Try to meditate that same form in the mind. Okay? So once Bhurijanpu gave a class in Vrindavan temple, he said he made the whole audience for a minute, complete pin drop silence, and close your eyes, meditate the form of the Lord. He said, whichever form you like, your best form, Radha Rasbihari, Radha Shyamsundar, Radha Madhav, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Vrindavan Chandra. And he said that close your eyes. He does nice exercise in the class itself. And try to meditate the form of the Lord from the lotus feet to the... So in this way, through the mind, by mind we can respect. In case of non-devotee, Prabhupada says that Tanuban Manobhi, the word Ajita, indicate that those who are not engaged in loving devotional service, they cannot conquer the absolute truth by their bodily strength, verbal expertise or mental power. Bodily strength, verbal expertise and mental power, they cannot conquer by any other means except devotional service. But the devotees, Lord become conquered. How Lord become conquered by devotees? He says that Tanu. For the word Tanu, Prabhupada explained that Lord become conquered so much so that he remains by the side of his pure devotee. Like you see, Sripada Ramanujacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he remains by the side of his pure devotee, Tanu. And then walk. Lord Krishna's words are conquered by, because he always chants the glories of his devotees. How Lord is conquered by his devotees? Lord chants the glories of his devotees. In this way, Lord is conquered. Lord is conquered by Tanu, by sitting next to his devotees. Lord is conquered by Vak, by speaking his glories, his devotees' glories. Lord also glorifies, no? His devotees' glories. You know what is the episode that Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni? Lord glorifies that. Sadhavang hridayang manye. I can't do anything. He glorifies Ambarish Maharaj. And Mana, Lord Krishna's mind is conquered because he always thinks of his loving devotees. Even Lord is conquered Tanu Bhag Manobi by sitting next to his devotees, by glorifying his devotees, by always thinking of his pure devotees. Lord thinks of his pure devotees. So therefore, Prabhupada writes that one should engage his body by touching the ground with his hands, Tanu, by hands and head, while offering obeisance to the topics of the Lord. As I said, when you come to the class, we offer obeisance to the speaker, to the Bhagavatam, to the Lord, and sit. So Prabhupada says, in this way, one should offer obeisances by Tanu, by body. And one should engage his words by praising transcendental literatures, such as Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Vak means one should engage by preaching this message, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada writes, as well as the devotees who are preaching the literatures. Those devotees who are distributing Bhagavad Gita, who are distributing literatures, who are distributing Bhagavatam set, who are distributing Krishna Katha, glorifying that devotees. Vak, this is the Vak. And one should engage his mind by feeling great reverence and pleasure while hearing the transcendental topics of the Lord. Anand se sunna chahiye, with great pleasure and with great reverence, with great faith in the mind, one should hear. So in this way, Tanu Bhang Manobi. So point here is that, Prabhupada writes, concludes that, in this way, sincere devotee who has acquired even a small amount of transcendental knowledge about Lord Krishna can conquer him and thus go back home, back to Godhead. Whereas in the Govardhan Dham, in the Parikrama road, when you start Parikrama from Danghati, first comes ISKCON temple, left side. And after that, there is a very wonderful place. Hardly anyone knows. Hardly anyone knows. After ISKCON Govardhan, half kilometer, you straight on the road, on the Parikrama road, right side, there is a very famous place. And the board is written, that place name is Gaya Prasad Maharaj Samadhi. And after that place, half kilometer more, our institute is there, ISKCON Bhagavat Mahavidyalaya, on the road itself. And when the Annur village starts. So what I am saying, once I was doing morning walk also on the Govardhan foothill. What is pleasure. Morning walk on the Govardhan foothill. I was doing morning walk, chanting. So I went to that place. Never been. What is this place? Let us go. So I went to that place. It was written Gaya Prasad Maharaj Samadhi. Why I am telling you this thing? That how a devotee can conquer the Lord, I could see. Means I could hear, I could see through my ear. So some 50 years back, there was a sadhu living on the just foothill of Govardhan. And his name was Gaya Prasad. And popularly known as Gaya Prasad Maharaj. And he comes in the line of Ramanandi Sadhu. Ramanandi, they have very weak tilak on the forehead. Ramanandi Sampradaya. They are also bona fide. So he comes in that line. And that sadhu, he chants daily some lakh's name sitting in the Govardhan hill. And he chants Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Both are same. Both are Mahamantra only. That is Shruti mantra, Upanishad mantra. So that sadhu, day in and out, he was chanting and chanting and chanting. Just not much, 50 years back, that sadhu was living there. So he became very famous, and Brajavasis used to come and they used to meet him, they used to take blessing from him. So I'm telling you, at the far end of his life, in the early morning, 2:30, he would get up and chant his rounds, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just see the power of mantra. So early morning, that sadhu saw a very little young boy, cowherd boy, balak, chota balak, young boy. He was there next to him, very effulgent looking. And he was attracted by the beauty of that boy. And he said, Baba, Lala. They say, Lala. Oh, Lala, who are you? What's your name? From where are you? And the Lala was just smiling. And he said, I am nearby village, Anior. I stay here only, Anior. And then the Lala came and sat on the lap of that sadhu. When he touched that sadhu, all the Ashtasattvic Vikar, all Bhava Prema Bhakti roused in that sadhu. And that was the last day of that sadhu. And that boy, after that, he disappeared. And he felt that Supreme Lord, Gopal had come, and he sat on the lap of this sadhu. And then after just 1-2 days he left. He could not control. Actually, there is a symptom in Madhurya Kadambani, it is written, when a devotee reaches to the prema stage, this material body cannot sustain that. Just like Gaur Gobind Maharaj left his body in a very high love of stage. This material body cannot bear that. And that sadhu left his body. So that is there in the Govardhan Putil. So in this way, by hearing Krishna Katha, by chanting his glories, what Dhruva Maharaj could get the destination, conquering the unconquerable, we can have that by hearing Krishna Katha. But the condition is Tanu, Bak, Mano, Bhir. With body, mind and words, we should have faith and respect to the Katha and hear it very attentively. Very attentively, not Vyagrachita. With all thousands of plans in the mind, don't sit in the class. I have to do this, I have to go there, do this. No. Just for half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, completely forget. Absorb in the Katha. And that affects us, just like the sadhu could see Gopal, and we can also have the audience of Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran ki. Thank you very much. Sorry for delay. Srila Prabhupada ki. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna. So I thank you very much, and also I would like to invite all of you, including our dear Srila Prabhupada disciple, to come to Sri Vrindavan Dham, to Govardhan Dham. Anytime you come to Govardhan, please ring us, call us to serve you. We have very nice facilities. You can serve hundreds of devotees, giving them prasad, sitting in the foothills of Govardhan. You can take lunch like Krishna Balram used to take. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki